We are back with the conspiracy theories for 2025. Man, they're looking crazy. Let's watch.
The year 2025 promises to be extremely chaotic. The Simpsons' 3 bizarre predictions about 2025 make it seem even stranger. Number 1 has already come true. Number 3, war between the USA and China. In one episode, a newscaster sadly announces that America and China have declared war. A major nuclear attack is expected and should reach our shores within the hour. Given current events in the world, there is a high probability of this happening. Number 2, the 2025 virus. The Simpsons predict another virus outbreak in 2025. The episode shows how a burger leads to a zombie apocalypse after high-quality cows are turned into meat sauce and fed to cows. The cows are then turned into burgers and eaten, turning the humans into zombies. Number 1,
they've been talking about a possible mad cow disease because of the Simpsons episode for years. It still hasn't happened yet. Come on now. Was that an actual 2025 prediction from The Simpsons? Or was that just another prediction from The Simpsons and they just tying it in with whatever year that we're currently in? They're killing me.
Number 1, global inflation and economic crisis. The Simpsons predict an economic crisis for America in 2023. In one episode, a man tells Homer about anarchy and how the end of civilization will soon come to America. But Homer says that America can't collapse because we are strong like ancient Rome. Do you think 2025 will be a normal year? Follow me for more interesting facts.
I don't know if I would say that we're strong like ancient Rome, more like weak like the Leaning Tower of Pisa or something, because yeah, things aren't looking too hot for us right now.
The real truth, you better wake up and find out, has been around you all of your life. You just didn't see it. Example, Abraham Lincoln was elected to Congress in 1846. John Kennedy was elected to Congress 1946. Abe Lincoln was elected president in 1860. John Kennedy was elected president 1960. The names Lincoln and Kennedy both contain 7 letters. Both presidents were particularly concerned with civil rights. Both of the president's wives lost children while living in the White House. Both presidents were shot on a Friday in the head. President Lincoln's secretary was named Miss Kennedy. Kennedy's secretary was named Miss Lincoln. Both were assassinated by Southerners. Both were succeeded by Southerners. Andrew Johnson, who succeeded Lincoln, was born in 1808. Lyndon Johnson, who succeeded Kennedy, was born in 1908. John Wilkes Booth, who assassinated Lincoln, was born in 1839. Lee Harvey Oswald, who assassinated Kennedy in 1939. Both assassins were known by 3 names: John Wilkes Booth, Lee Harvey Oswald. Both names are comprised of 15 letters. President Lincoln was shot in a theater named Ford. Kennedy was shot in a car named Lincoln, made by Ford. John Wilkes Booth ran to a theater and was caught in a warehouse. Oswald ran from a warehouse and was caught in a theater. Booth and Oswald were both assassinated before they could go to trial. And a week before Lincoln was shot, he was in Monroe, Maryland. A week before Kennedy was shot, he was with Marilyn Monroe.
The truth is hidden in plain sight.
Like, could those really be coincidences? I feel like they could be. But damn, that many, and they all line up so perfectly well? That's crazy. But look, y'all, before we get to the next clip, I'm happy to announce that this video is sponsored by none other than my favorite men's face care brand, Teach Henley. Now, as a lot of you may know, I've been rocking and using Teach Henley for going on 4 years now, and they're one of the few brands out there that specifically cater to men when it comes to face care, which is why I highly recommend you giving them a try and starting off with their level 1 system. It gives you everything that you need and nothing that you don't. First and foremost, you get that daily face wash, which is self-explanatory. Wash your face every day with that to keep your face looking clean and hydrated. Then you get that 2 times per week exfoliating scrub, which is my favorite because it helps get deep down in those pores and get that buildup and grime out of your skin. And then you also get a AM moisturizer with SPF 20 to help protect your skin from the sun. And then you follow up with that PM moisturizer, which keeps your skin hydrated at night while you sleep. Now, because you all are such great supporters of this channel, to offer you all an amazing deal. Click that link down below and get 40% off your first order and a free gift. Plus, if you live in the US, you get free shipping for life. Click that link and get started today. Now, back to your video.
Why do we keep seeing this same exact situation? Not Hawaii, not Palisades, It's Stillwater, Ohio, and there are just absolutely terrific videos coming out of there. Not to mention the multiple tornadoes going on, like Missouri was absolutely destroyed and big tornadoes are starting up right now. I mean, this is just absolutely crazy because completely unrelated, we had Google just buying all this land for a huge data center in Stillwater. And that's exactly where the fire was. It's unrelated, but still. Like, could y'all imagine? Watch this.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
That's a freaking nightmare, sitting right there and about to watch your cars explode right in front of your face. And all the tornadoes going on while this is going on are just as dangerous. It's absolutely demolishing stuff everywhere. This was a Planet Fitness in Missouri. And again, just completely demolished the entire building. And again, what you're looking at right now is called the Next Generation Radar. And this is March 14th, what's happening all day on that radar. My question is, why does this keep happening? And why are entire locations burning to the ground? I don't even got words for this anymore. What's this summer going to be like? Do you remember this right here? It's unrelated, but you know, in the same fire, it's still moving through Oklahoma today, and there's still more fires.
Judgment is coming. Judgment is coming. I mean, like, how else can you explain this, man? It's too many biblical incidences that are occurring throughout our world, and people are ignoring it as just, it's just Mother Nature doing this thing. Yeah, you could think that if you want, but there's so many ways you can look at this. You can also think maybe these are the powers that be controlling the weather. Tornadoes and freaking wildfires all at once, or high winds, super strong 100-mile-an-hour winds blowing fires across states. Yeah, this is all just a coincidence. It's just Mother Nature. I believe it. Wait, I don't like how this robot just gradually slowed down and came to a stop like that. That was way too human for me. That was way, he even like repositioned his feet for balance. Oh, heck no. Oh, heck no. This don't look AI. This look robot eye, like AI robot. But the way he just squatted down and rolled, like tucked his arm and elbow, pushed off with his foot a little bit, and rolled and got back up and stood up and repositioned. Nah. He just did a cartwheel. Oh, heck no. Like, he crouching and crawling, y'all. I don't like this. I don't like it not one bit. What he about to do now? He's on his knees. He done did a little rollover. Nah, that was way too human. Dang, these robots, man. Look, they shouldn't be this agile. This is not okay. This is far from okay. Look, they gonna be androids in a minute. They gonna be some androids looking and sounding and acting and talking like humans and moving like humans, but clearly with a robot soul, I don't know about a soul, but a freaking robot inner parts. Look at him. Where'd he go? He break this? No. This robot I can't even do that. This robot just did a breakdance move. Nah, this ain't good. What idiot, what smart ass idiot made this? Oh, heck no. I ain't never seen a robot do a cartwheel before. What kind of robot? Why? They better be making these robots for dancing purposes only. This robot did a car. We're doomed. We are doomed.
So if I talk to the image of you, the sound reflects up in the air to the real you.
Wait, actually, so you can hear him?
They're right here, right next
So you can whisper into his ear?
Stay right there. Stay right there.
No way.
Right here.
No way. No way.
Okay. So you're right here.
It worked.
So I'm talking to you, but it's reflecting to the real person. You do more than that too. Come here, I'll show you something else. Okay, so if we stand right here. So your head is right here. If I shine a flashlight on your head, you see your head illuminated, but if I shine it on this head, you still see it.
Whoa!
What? What?
That's amazing. The guy's coming out of it.
Because the reflection is the same as the object.
Oh my God. That's crazy. I've never seen anything like that. Where he's pointing. Oh, what the? My mind is tweaking right now. Yo, this is trippy. If he points the flashlight to her head in real life, the image points a flashlight to her head. Like, that makes sense. That just looks like a mirrored reflection, right? If he's pointing the flashlight to her head, in the reflection, it's the same thing happening. That makes perfect sense. But him pointing the flashlight to her head on the mirror, and the mirror is pointing a flashlight to her head, like to her actual head, that doesn't make sense. Yo, this is crazy. And the coolest thing ever, like the actual, like, it's almost like it's another universe interacting at the exact same time with the exact same people doing the exact same thing. That's not what it is, but it's cool. What?
That's amazing. The guy's coming out of it.
Because the reflection is the same as the object. Oh, wow. The reason you're facing
That's sick.
point on you, they point over here.
It is insane. It's wonderful.
Can you do that again real quick? Just.
Just move forward a little bit here. Move over here. Okay. So I'm going to shine now a flashlight. Okay. Stand over here. Okay, over here. Okay, there you are. So I'm going to shine my flashlight on your head right here.
That's crazy. Like, even the light is going past her head. You see this? It's as if it's an actual flashlight being shined on her forehead from this flashlight. My brain. This makes no sense. Because it's a flashlight being shined at a mirror and a mirror being shined on a person. My brain is trying to compute. It's failing to compute. What? No way. So if he's shining the flashlight in her mouth on the mirror, then the mirror has to be shining the flashlight perfectly in her mouth in real life.
So when you learned in school about in optics about the real images and virtual images, they never showed you what a real image is. So this is what a real image is. This is out in space. Now there's actually a cool thing we can do that. I can bring a mirror over here. This really blows people's minds.
If you bring a mirror, what do you mean if you bring a mirror? If you bring a mirror to a mirror like this, what's going to happen? Please show. You got 14 seconds left in this video.
Mirror right here. You'll see a mirror right here, which acts like a mirror, except you can walk through it. That's kind of cool.
But you can walk through it.
Where do I find a mirror?
No, they didn't show it. He said you can walk through a mirror. Y'all, I'm tripping right now. I need to take a break. I'll be back. And that's Boston Dynamics. Are you telling me? Okay, Boston.
So if the Earth rotates around the sun once a year, and in that one rotation, there are 365 little rotations, representing 1 day per little rotation, equating to 365 with one large rotation, and 365 divided by 28 is 13. So you mean to tell me that we could equally split a year into 13 equal months, every month having 28 days? Okay. The beginning of the month starts on a Monday. The end of the month ends on a Sunday. And hold the phone. Because you're telling me that September, sept meaning 7, October, oct meaning 8, but it's the 10th month. Right. November, nov meaning 9, but it's the 11th month. And December, but it's the 12th month. And decagon is 10. But hold on, what if the end of the year wasn't in December? What if January was the 11th month? Because December would be the 10th, November would be the 9th, October would be the 8th, September would be the 7th. So January is the 11th, February is the 12th, and March is the 13th, the last month of the year. And the beginning of the year is the spring equinox, when everything begins to start growing and renewing, and life begins to flourish.
I like
Wouldn't
this.
it make sense that that would be the beginning of the year?
Thanks.
And not December? I don't know. What do y'all think?
I like it. Sign me up for his calendar. There was a girl in the comments of this video. She was from Ethiopia, and she was like, well, welcome to Ethiopia, because that's kind of what it's like here. She's like, we're currently in the year 2017. I was like, wait, what? I forgot that there are places on this planet where they're not in the same year as we over here in the year 2025. Ethiopia is in the year 2017.
Supposedly the witch that controls Hollywood. Her name is Michelle Lamy. Aside from being BFFs with Kim Kardashian and half of Hollywood, French culture and fashion figure Michelle Lamy is known as the gold-plated Heath Gypsy Witch. If you didn't know, Michelle and Kim first became friends in 2013. Some people even claim the two are involved in the same witch coven. Also, her husband is fashion designer Rick Owens, whom they have a daughter named Scarlet Rogue. Rick and Michelle must also share a love for black masks. They are often pictured wearing them. Art or something darker. Rick Owens, or Dark Lord as he likes to be referred to, is quoted saying, "I would lay a black glittering turd on the white landscapes of conformity," and that is exactly what he has done to the fashion world. This is one of the photos from a fashion show he did where the models are carrying each other like hiking backpacks down the runway. Michelle is also friends with people like A$AP Rocky, Kanye, Francis Bean Cobain, FK, and so many more. Michelle paints a black line on her forehead as a symbol that keeps me rooted on the ground. You know what's below us. Maybe she is staying rooted to that. If you want to know more about her and theories about her, let me know in the comments. As always, thank you for watching. Stay weird.
Maybe it's just me, but I don't trust that woman. I don't trust her. I don't trust her. Every time she's involved in anything, some crazy, some weird stuff happening. Hell, she was y'all remember Lady Gaga? Remember when Lady Gaga went out there into them woods years ago when she was naked and she was trying to have some type of spiritual awakening? Guess who house she was at? Guess who woods she was in? That lady. Uh-huh. Yeah, she went to her. And the next thing you know, boom, Gaga took off to space. Look, I don't know, man. I don't know. And hey, wait, didn't she just get her hands on Lil Miami, whatever her name is? You know, the chick that's dating Lil Uzi Vert. And he's something else too. Let's watch. What's her name? JT? Look, I had her name all the way wrong.
Even JT recently, guess who she took a picture of? With Rick Owens and the wife. Oh. And they were all holding hands beside each other. And everybody's saying she's gonna become popular again. Like, just because this dinner that they had. There's leaks of it, candles everywhere.
They're setting her up to be like more successful.
This is like another ritual. There's a video of JT. Lily says she doesn't believe in Jesus.
How about y'all? Y'all love Jesus?
We love money. We ain't got babes.
And who's she dating? Uzi. I'll turn a city girl to believe in the S word.
Damn, what? Y'all see what I mean? Did y'all just hear Lil Uzi Vert's lyrics? I'll never listen to him again. I've never really cared for him to begin with. I ain't even gonna hold you. I can't name a single Lil Uzi Vert song. I can't even sing a single lyric. This man just said, I'll make a city girl believe in Satan. And there go a city girl, his girlfriend, and she just said she don't believe in Jesus. Oh, hell no. There's some stuff going on. There's some stuff, and I don't like it. Not one bit.
The reason he delayed the album is because he wanted to drop it closer to 3 a.m., which is the peak of the blood moon.
Yeah.
That was literally going to rise during the night he was going to drop his album, which is so...
A lot. Yo, there was a chart. It showed like the full moon, and then the times it was gonna be turning into... Yeah, and I think the peak was like 3
a.m.
Yeah. It's the devil's hour. The devil's hour is literally 3 a.m.
Yeah, pushing all of this satanic stuff, upside down crosses at his concert. Yeah. He has the Baphomet head tatted on him. That's some real demon. The thing is, with all of this demonic music, if you know something is demonic and you feed into it and go, yeah, you are nodding your head to evil. The devil works in tricky ways, right? He'll make it enticing for you to try. He'll make it something that's easy to consume.
Even the title of the album was demonic. I am music. You know how Satan is like the god of music?
Yeah, the angel of music.
Yeah, the angel of music. So Cardi's saying, I am blank.
It's like the devil's minions. Like, look at this guy. I'm going to put an image of him on the screen. Look at him. He looks like a devil's minion. And look what he represents. Is this Playboy Cardi? I'm not familiar like that. I done heard the name. I done heard the songs, but I never put a face to it. And I've seen this guy's face before, but I didn't know. I didn't know. But regardless, what this young man said in regards to how the devil works is exactly right. He will make it so enticing. Using substances of many sorts, music, entertainment. He will make it so enticing and so easy to consume. Not just visually, not just through your ears, but also to eat as well, to consume. Man, it's like so many of us are battling to keep good faith in our hearts when every single day we're shown otherwise and we see people that show us otherwise as well. And it almost makes it hard to hold on to that good faith. But don't ever let go. You understand me?
I somehow fell down the disturbing rabbit hole that is the Bob Ross theory. This theory is not for the faint of heart. It is also just completely a theory, completely not factual, all allegations. But it is super weird to think about. So the theory goes, Bob Ross was secretly a serial unaliver, and all of his landscape portraits, his happy little accidents, were the different places that he hid the people that are not around anymore due to him. And this theory came from the fact that a lot of the landscapes that he painted matched up with places that remains had been found. And also the timeline of things added up. For example, one was based in the summer of 1980. He went to go to visit a friend's wedding. And then coincidentally, in the summer of 1980, they found what was left of somebody hidden, not only in the location that he was in that summer, to a T was found in the exact location that he painted, in the exact landscape that he painted. There are several others. You are welcome to do your own deep dive. Like I said, none of this is fact, but coincidences are coincidences, and sometimes it just makes you wonder.
Coincidences are coincidences. I think Bob Ross would call those happy little mistakes. Not my Bob Ross. Don't look, this bet y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself. This man is dead, not here to defend himself. But I ain't gonna lie, that is quite fascinating. Could you imagine what looked like the sweetest white man with a red afro on the television could be a serial unaliver? And he just painting the scenes of the places where he unalived these people. He just sat there, just took it all in. He was like, okay, this is beautiful. I just did great work. Now they're under the ground. Now I'm gonna paint this scene. Time to go back to the studio. That would be crazy. And if that's true, if it's real, which I hope and pray that it's not, and doubt that it is, he definitely got away with all of that mess.
Disturbing fan theories, part 3. There's a very popular urban legend that claims Walt Disney had his head cryogenically frozen immediately after he died.
with the hope that he could be revived in the future when technology makes it possible. This was done because Walt Disney's brain and creative ideas were far too valuable to let die. His head is rumored to be hidden underneath Disneyland's Pirates of the Caribbean ride or Cinderella's castle. Believers in this theory point to Disney on Ice in the movie Frozen as deliberate attempts by the Disney company to cover up people searching about Walt's frozen head. Over the years, many fans have
Pause. Now, this was a theory that I grew up on. As a kid, we were made believe that Walt Disney had his brain or head frozen so that he can come back when technology advanced to the point to where he could come back and continue on his great success. Yes, that is a theory that has been going on for decades, many decades. But I don't think they had, and this is something I thought as a kid, I was like, I don't think they have the technology now to properly preserve this man's brain activity for a later time in the future. Especially if it's in something like this, cryo cooler, and they got some ice down here that should have melted 50, 11 years ago. Nah.
Over the years, many fans have questioned why Tarzan wears a loincloth even though he was raised by gorillas and should therefore have no concept of clothing. According to one popular theory, it's because he's embarrassed about his massive hammer. Humans are known to have proportionally much longer members than other species of apes, likely as an adaptation from walking upright. Meanwhile, gorilla schlongs can only reach about 2.5 inches at their longest. So Tarzan probably started wearing the loincloth after being viciously bullied for his oversized prick upon reaching puberty.
Yo. Hey, if that's the case, then all it would have taken is for Tarzan to have a 4-incher for him to be made fun of. If these gorillas only go up to 2.5 inches on max, it don't take much. And y'all want to call 4 inches big? Okay. Man, the internet could be a hilarious place, I swear.
The most chilling prediction for 2025. You won't believe what's coming. A well-connected whistleblower has just revealed what could change everything. And if history repeats itself, we need to be ready. Remember the time traveler who predicted COVID-19 before it happened? He was mocked, but now his latest warnings are too eerily precise to ignore. Here are 3 things he predicted. Stay tuned, because the last one is going to shock you. Number 1, he says 2 of the most powerful men in modern history, Donald Trump and Elon Musk, will have a catastrophic fallout. Musk controls the largest satellite network, AI, and even transportation to Mars. But what happens if Trump, set to reclaim his presidency, turns on him? Some say it could mean tech censorship, government crackdowns, or even a surveillance war. Number 2, the Menendez brothers.
Pause. I'm going to say this because I feel like it makes the most sense. There is a very strong possibility that these two will have a major falling out and that it will be a big issue for this whole entire country. But I need this video to go viral enough by you guys hitting the like button and commenting as much as you possibly can in the comment section. Not spamming the comment section, but just leaving some comments so that it can potentially, this video can potentially get to them so that they will become aware of what could happen if they have a falling out, and maybe it will prevent them from having a falling out. Wishful thinking.
Number 2, the Menendez brothers could walk free. A legal loophole might release the infamous Menendez brothers, convicted of murdering their parents. Legal analysts say there's a real chance they'll walk in 2025. What happens if more high-profile criminals follow? Number 3, 2025 could be the year. That makes 2020 feel like a walk in the park. Scientists predict 2025 will be the hottest year in history. But it gets worse. Hurricanes stronger than ever before could wipe out entire cities. Experts warn of mass evacuations, food shortages, and failing power grids. If this is even half true, you need to be prepared. Because if 2025 is the year everything changes, you won't have time to react. Save this video, because when the time comes, you'll wish you listened.
This has me thinking about a video that I was watching earlier today on TikTok where this woman that is from Canada. She was saying that the Canadians officials or the government is telling or advising Canadians not to go to the US because the US is cracking down on who they're allowing to come in and out the country. They're super strict. Like they're locking people up. ISIS is after them. They're shipping people back and they're not playing. They're super, super strict. And it just has me thinking that what if the reason why they're doing that is because they know that something major is about to happen and that they can barely afford or barely have the resources to protect our own people. So they don't need people coming in and out of this country willy-nilly with what's about to come. That's just a theory of mine. I could be completely wrong.
For the record, I haven't told him anything. Okay, just tell me what you see.
Oh my God, come on. What the fuck? Holy shit. I just saw something. Yeah. What the fuck?
Oh, I've seen that. I feel it.
I've been under the influence of mind-altering substances a lot, but I've never seen anything like that.
I want to see it.
I showed over 100 people, and I kept asking myself, how are all of us seeing the same thing?
Oh my God. It's changing shapes right there.
The laser was revealing numbers and letters running in a pattern.
They're almost like this big here, and it looks like code.
It looked like...
That was a thick laser.
That's why I told you.
I just want to take a picture of it and translate it. Wow.
You see that?
Okay, so yeah, it's not stuck.
No.
It's stopped because of the light.
No, it's on its own side. Light is just literally revealing it.
And each angle shows you different layers, different ways through it.
I can see through the wall. It's not like a hallucination. It has spatial awareness and permanence.
It's like we're in the Matrix.
I don't know. Whoa.
For centuries, mankind has attempted to explore these psychedelic, altered states, but we've never had a repeatable, testable phenomenon to observe until now.
I'm obsessed.
It's like you can see through the laser into another dimension.
I mean, like, take yourself to that. Like, I just made a connection.
I wish I can experience what it is that those people were seeing because they were so locked in. It was like they didn't want to look away. And I only hope that being that close to them lasers wasn't hurting their eye, even though they wasn't looking directly at the laser itself, more so at the light that was being projected onto the wall from the laser. Man, I want to see what they saw.
Every time we advance in technology, something bad happens right after that.
Watch this. New advancement in technology always precedes a pandemic. In 1986, we had the rollout of the alternating currents. And in 1989, we had the Russian flu. In 1917, we had the rollout of radio wave technology. And in 1917, we had the Spanish flu. In 1956, we had the rollout of remote TV controllers and atomic plants. And in 1957, we had the Asian flu. In 1981, we had the rollout of 1G internet technology. And in 1980, we had HIV. In 1992 was the rollout of 2G. And in 1992 was the influenza virus. 2001 to 2009 was the rollout of 3G internet technology. 2001 was the bird flu. 2009 to 2012 was the rollout of 4G internet technology. 2010 was the swine flu. And 2019 was the rollout of 5G internet technology.
And what happened after they rolled out 5G technology in 2019? What crazy virus broke out in 2020? Yeah, that one. As always, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Stay weird.
I mean, as we've seen in this video, there is a prediction that there's another pandemic on the rise. But what rollout of new technology could we be expecting and waiting for? I think we've seen that in this video as well. Oh, heck no. Them damn things doing cartwheels. I still can't believe that mess.
Remember when a few years ago that YouTuber supposedly went missing after creating a portal to Sedona inside of his bedroom?
Missing YouTuber and his viral video. It's all part of a mystery centered around Sedona, Arizona.
Of course, the popular tourist destination that we all love and know, and it's known for its scenic beauty and shopping. But don't forget its mysterious side. Crystals and energy vortexes are a big reason why some people visit Sedona.
He shows himself on video using his computer with a variation of frequencies. He also has this light box on his bed.
It can be used for science experiments. I would say so.
I'm speeding this part up so you can see it. It's much slower in the real video. But you can see the little box working, and it's creating the portal that's supposedly showing Sedona on the other side. His name was Funky Fathead on YouTube. He was notorious for opening up these portals using sound frequencies. Not long after opening up the portal to Sedona, his account went inactive. A lot of people told him that traveling through these portals could be very dangerous for him.
I did not leave with this on my back. I was gone approximately 15 to 17 minutes. I usually don't like to be gone longer than 25 minutes per trip. This is a new one. This is a new thing.
He was able to use that to get to the other side. What is he using to get back? Because I wouldn't imagine that he could take all of it with him unless he has duplicates of everything. Like he needs to take his computer with him, or did he test out that portal to see how long it stays open, or if it stays open infinitely until he shuts it down? I wouldn't trust that. I would need whatever technology that I'm using on both sides of the spectrum, unless he's only, if he's time traveling, or not even time traveling, teleporting, but within the same timeline. So then that way he could just simply buy all the equipment that he needs to get back to the other location, or just drive. I don't know. I got so many questions. Y'all comment down below your thoughts and theories.
Remember when the CIA tested us for psychic abilities in school? Watch this.
Probably don't remember, but if you went to public school in America in the 1990s, you were 100% tested for psychic ability. The GATE program was the Gifted and Talented Education Program. I was a psychic in the Navy, and the number one question I get when I tell people that is, how did you get out? Did you just walk in there and ask them for it? And I always have to tell them no, because that is not how it works. I actually got discovered when I was in elementary school at 10 years old through the GATE program. The GATE program was actually run by the CIA, and because they did it in elementary schools, most people assumed that they meant gifted and talented, like you may be gifted at reading or talented at math. That's not what they meant, babe. They meant, do you have a gift? Are you talented at psychic ability? First of all, what they were looking for was people to serve in the military, and they were looking for somebody that was good at a specific psychic ability called psychometry.
Everyone has a story about a kid they went to school with that was in this program that they didn't see anymore. They either quote unquote moved schools or were in a different class. Some of these kids now are probably definitely in the military, maybe even being used as weapons by the United States government. As always, let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay weird, y'all.
I don't know how old this young man here that was just talking is, but I definitely remember that. What he's saying is true. When I was a kid, kids that were entered into the GATE program, they never came back. It was like, oh yeah, I got this great opportunity to go to this other school or whatever it was called, but you would never see them again, ever. So that's what it was. And this woman just said she was a psychic in the Navy, and it was because of what happened in grade school, her being in that GATE program. Why they never chose me? Maybe it's because the teacher's like, I got this one student. I need to check him or her out. That's probably how it happened. Lucky, it's almost like them kids were just instantly put into a predicament where they would have some sort of success in life. The GATE program. They just, hey, we're gonna take care of you, because we need you.
Disturbing Fan Theories, Part 5. The Rugrats Never Happened theory states that the Rugrats were all a figment of Angelica's imagination, invented by her to cope with her parents being absent from her life. Proponents of this theory list tragic backstories for each of the babies. Chucky died in 1986 along with his mother, explaining why Chaz is always such a nervous wreck. Tommy was stillborn in 1988, which explains why Stu is always making toys in his basement as a coping mechanism for the son he never had. The DeVilles had an abortion in 1990, and Angelica couldn't figure out whether the baby would be a boy or a girl, so she created the twins Phil and Lil. Eventually, Angelica grew up and stopped having these delusions, until she began experimenting with various narcotics in her teenage years, bringing her back to her childhood and the creations she'd obsessed over. This would explain how all the Rugrats return in the sequel series All Grown Up. Eventually, the show was canceled after Angelica died from a drug overdose at the age of 13.
Did she? He said that mess as if it was a fact. They canceled the show because Angelica was unalive because of a overdose at 13 years old. Nah, you can't just be throwing stuff out there like that. You don't make people believe it.
Is everything we're seeing right now biblical? Something extremely strange happened when the blood moon happened, and it hasn't gone back to normal since. Also, I don't know about y'all, but our electronics were glitching like crazy earlier today. And I think I just found out why. According to the Schumann frequency, we are in a complete blackout right now. If you don't know, the Schumann frequency is the resonance of the earth that's recorded. People have been watching it for years. It peaked really strong shortly after the blood moon, and then it's been offline ever since. Now, this is causing people to think that we just completely switched timelines. Depending on who you are, you might have slept really good and really late, or didn't sleep at all last night. Another thing I've been noticing about these eclipses is like every major storm is following where the April 8th eclipse went, and going right to that direct location. And it's weird because also with the blood moon, it was the Jewish holiday of Purim, where they celebrated the defeat of those trying to massacre the Hebrews. And of course, in Syria right now, they're literally going through the same exact thing. A lot of people won't even be able to feel it, but there's something huge going on right now. Both physically and spiritually, because we see massive hail being rained down in Missouri, like in Egypt, when massive hails are raining down on them, and spiritual, the Schumann resonance. And of course with Egypt, it was the hail, and then the locust, and then the darkness. I mean, it kind of does feel like we're living in Egypt, right? And by the way, of course, God can use mankind to bring forth His will and whatever that looks like. So I don't know, this has me side-eyed, and what do y'all think?
I mean, there's no secret that there's been there's no secret that there has been plenty of strange things happening within the last decade or so that has a lot of people questioning what's really going on.
You are literally not going to believe what they've just found underneath the Khafre, the middle pyramid in Giza. I can't believe it myself, but I'm going to show you. There was a press release yesterday in Italy from Filippo Biondi and Corrado Malanga. They have written a paper which has got all the results of their synthetic aperture radar Doppler tomography, which is a SAR radar scan. So basically using sound waves, I believe, they have scanned deep inside the middle pyramid and all underneath the structure. And then from the results, they are able to create like 3D models of what they think the sound waves are showing. And I can't talk, I'm so excited. So underneath the pyramid, they have found 8 huge cylindrical structures that are aligned perfectly in twos. And there's 4 pairs of them, and they go deep into the earth. So this is the 3D recreation of what the SAR scan shows. So you can see these 8 cylindrical pillars that go deep down, and then each pillar is surrounded by like a circular path or walkway or tube. Okay, this is not all. This is the beginning of it. Not only that, at the very base of the pyramid, like ground zero of the pyramid in the center, they have found 5 of these kind of stacked chambers, which are identical, look like they're kind of identical in size and form as the king's chamber of the Khufu pyramid, the one next door. So these are made with huge blocks of granite, red granite that was brought hundreds of miles away to the Giza plateau and stacked very specifically in this sort of horizontal sandwich with a convex, oh my gosh, what's the roof? The roof's on the wonk, there we are. A vaulted ceiling, I'm way too excited. So 5 of them, 5 of these chambers just chilling in the middle of the pyramid, and then 8 cylindrical, massive underground structures that go deep down. And what is under that? I'll show you. So 4 of these cylindrical structures dropping deep down into the earth, they go into 2 square sort of chambers, 2 square empty spaces, which are 80 meters by 80 meters wall to wall. Each of these square chamber walls is 80 meters identically all the way around. Perfect square chambers with 4 cylindrical shafts going into them, or pillars, whatever they are, cylindrical structures with winding, coiled, maybe a walkway. We're not exactly sure. This is just what is showing up from the scans. Oh, and I'm sorry, did I tell you how deep these cylindrical tubes go under the pyramid? 648 meters. 648 meters.
Pause. Because what's that in miles? Hold on. I don't got Siri on my phone, and I haven't set up Google Play in this house yet, so I'm gonna have to go to good old Google. 648 meters is what in miles? $403 miles. 403 miles. That's deep. What?
Under the main pyramid.
That answers my question.
And then you hit the 80-meter 2 chambers, and then this is a map of the whole of the Giza plateau. So in the center, wait, I'm going to move. This here is the chambers that are in the center pyramid. The cylindrical chambers going down to whatever's going on 648 meters down here. There is evidence that there are more structures that go on for 2 kilometers underneath the Giza plateau, all interconnecting underneath all 3 pyramids. And apparently there's going to be more press releases. This is just the beginning. The team are going to do some more press. This is so very exciting. One thing I will say is that the idea that the pyramid was just a tomb for a dead pharaoh, why would you need 648 meters of perfectly aligned north to south pillars that go into an antechamber that then connect to an underground network of stuff? It's a bit excessive, isn't it? Just for a tomb. I'm going to be following this very closely, and if I find out anything more, I will bring you the information. I hope you have a fantastic day. Happy hunting.
That just goes to show you what we all believed before, that those tombs, those pyramids, were built for other reasons other than what they tried to make us believe they were. And maybe it was the Egyptians themselves that made it seem like, oh no, these are just mummy tombs to house our dead. Maybe they were just trying to throw us off of what the real reason they built those pyramids for. And if this is true, that they found these pillars that stretch for 403 miles underneath the pyramids, what for? Why? Remember, I said that answered my question. My question was, could these things had been built above ground, and then over time the sand came and then made it seem like the pyramids were just built on top of the sand? Or could these things have been built underground? With the way she just described this, it seems as though they were built underground. What do you guys think? Comment down below.
Scientists just made one of the biggest discoveries ever, and people are losing their minds. So you've probably heard of hydrogel before, which, you know, if you used to play with Orbeez or anything like that, that's what it's made of. And there's many other things that it is used for. Now, we all know the pain of getting a cut, or especially a bad injury or wound. What they do is they plaster it up, they bandage it up, and it's going to take quite a long time to heal, right? Depending on how bad the cut actually is, it can take anywhere from a month, 2 months, even up to a year if it's really, really bad. But scientists at the University of Bayreuth in Germany have just made one of the craziest discoveries ever. And I'm not joking when I say this is literally groundbreaking. What they've done is develop a hydrogel so advanced that it is paper thin, and somehow it mimics human skin. Yeah, in a number of ways, such as flexibility and also taking on its healing capabilities. So this tiny thin sleeve that will be put on instead of like a bandage will now be able to heal wounds 90% in 4 hours and fully within a whole day, which is absolutely game-changing for the world. And once this becomes mainstream when they've done more testing, it's insane.
All I know is they better not finish testing those things until they are 100% sure that they are safe for humans. Because if we're putting those on open wounds and we're absorbing whatever agencies, healing agencies, those things may have, oh yeah, they better be safe, because that stuff will go right into your bloodstream. Come on now.
Y'all, is literally the devil himself's sigil. How did the ancients know that the refraction of light in all these different spaces equal this equation right here? I'll tell you in 1 second. Do you notice anything about this? It's the same thing that he just showed. Quite literally the light refracting from itself, and not just this. And yes, it also is the Google Play logo, because Satan has ingrained himself in all of technology. The Prince of the Air. And I quite literally do mean Prince of the Air, but we'll come right back to this. When they set up 3 flashlights, a blue, a green, a red, in that situation, it comes up with the Play Store logo or the devil's sigil. You know, way back then, they didn't have electricity or flashlights. See, when the fallen angels fell upon mankind, they gave them technology. And by this technology, they still run the world today, technologically wise. Quite literally infusing magic with technology to ruin all of our natural vibrations. Do you get why it's the Play Store logo? You know, recently we had 2 separate, looking like the devil's comets, meteors over Spain and natural disasters afterwards. The same color happened over Pakistan, so keep your eyes out for what happens in the future. Again, watch Pakistan. By the way, I believe the devil's comet is just the devil. So yeah, quite literally, nothing new under the sun. What was will be again.
Nothing like coming across a fellow creator that makes you think about stuff that you may not have thought about before. I'm not familiar with the devil's sigil. I need to do some more research. Evidence that he provided here looked very convincing, but like I said, I don't know enough to just dive right into this topic and believe everything that it is he's saying. Yo, what the heck is that? Yo, what in the world is that? It don't look like a crocodile or nothing. It look big as I don't know what. It just... Yo, what the heck is under the ground? It's just glaring. Oh, it blinked. Oh, look at the way it moves his head. For a second, I thought maybe it's fake. Nah, that ain't fake. Y'all saw that blink? And then the way it like scanned him? Blink. Oh, heck no. Ugh, what is that? What is that? It's hard to tell if that's something big or something small.
Maybe we're living in the last time. Did y'all see what just happened in Israel? They're trying to put people in jail for 2 years for telling people underage about Jesus Christ. And further, it was quite literally Netanyahu's people who put forth this bill. If you had told me that in 2025 we'd be transported back to the 1st century and the affliction of the Christians, I probably would have believed you. TikTok is quite literally just the news.
Conservative Christian leaders are calling on Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to stop a bill proposed by members of his coalition to make it criminal to tell people about Jesus in Israel.
Days before Palm Sunday, Good Friday, and Easter.
Ah yes, the bill of course coming in perfect time for Resurrection Day.
Moshe Gafni and Yaakov Asher introduced legislation last week making it illegal to share in conversation or produce content online, in print, or by mail. The punishment? 1 year in prison or 2 years for sharing with someone under the age of 18.
And coincidentally, this news broke at the same exact time that a Baptist preacher was prosecuted and jailed for preaching on John 3:16 in Ireland. Maybe, just maybe, it's the same time for a reason. So tell me, would you risk being thrown in jail to talk about Jesus? If you say yeah, then why aren't you talking about him right now? Ooh, that hurt, didn't it? You better get ready, Christians, because your shuttle to heaven right now is empty. Me personally, I want a long line of people right behind me crashing the gates of heaven. What did Jesus say? If they hate you, they hated me first, and they also hate my Father.
The fact that they're trying so hard to get people to stop believing in Jesus Christ, to stop preaching the word of Jesus Christ, to the point where you will be put in jail for a year or up to 2 years if you tell someone under the age of 18 about Jesus Christ. What? This is a problem. This is a real big problem. I'm going to stop right here. This video must end right here. I'm not going to go any further. Leave your thoughts, comments, and opinions down below. I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. See you.